Here we go. Right, here we are. It is AtlanticScrum. It's Friday. It's Ichi. Yeah, Ichi. How are things with you?
Fine. To be honest, I didn't work much. My computer is behaving very weird. It's all the time restarting. Suddenly, and it's happened already for months. But I always was like leave it. But today was two times in less than 1 hour. So it was annoying that I started to check Googling, and apparently it happened to a lot of people. But now one seems to have a solution.
Have you're on a Mac, right? On a MacBook.
Yeah, an iMac.
Yeah. Have you tried a PRAM reset?
No, I didn't.
I mean, I don't guarantee that it will fix it, but sometimes if there are hardware problems, there's a PRAM reset, and what it does is it kind of I'll send you the link here. It basically, it's like a stronger reboot than
you.
I'll just put this in. I'll put it in Tech Talk actually. So there's a PRAM reboot, and there's also like an NVRAM reboot, which is an even stronger one. So sometimes, like, I mean, I've had some kind of hardware issues that you know, we've done that. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway.
Okay. I have to say that it came to a problem report, and it said a problem report, and it said sleep-wake failure experience a problem. So sometimes it just restart on its own, and sometimes what happens is when it goes to sleep, and then I want to wake it, it doesn't wake. Wake. So I have to turn off the computer and turn on again.
Yeah, so I do get that very occasionally. I mean, I think, you know, the other things to check for are like doing a complete shutdown yourself and rebooting it. Another thing is also to make sure that you're updated to the latest OS X software. Are you?
Yeah. I am just me, and I always update when
it's you do an update. You do the updates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got Apple Care on the computer?
No. I didn't.
No, I mean,
it's not a new computer. It's already 3 or 4 years old, and before I start Makers Academy, I expected to fix, because not to Apple, to another guy, because it was very slow, and he told me that the hard drive was dead, so I changed it. So I have a new hard drive, and
but I mean, 3 or 4 years. I mean, you know, it may of course be financially challenging, but I would certainly if you have persistent hardware issues, I'd certainly consider upgrading to a more recent computer. You might want to get yourself a MacBook Pro, but do try the RAM reset and the NVRAM reset that I just.
Okay. Someone suggests about delete the sleep something file. Sleep.
Well, yeah, there's other things. I mean, you mentioned something about you were seeing a specific kind of error message that you.
Yeah, this was sleep-wake failure.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, if you can get a screenshot of that or the precise message of that. So you were saying, like, this is an OS X, a sleep-wake failure.
Yeah, that was what I Googled, and is when I found out that a lot of people is happening. Years ago, it was like in Maverick. It was happening to everyone who updated to Maverick, but I am in Yosemite, and.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I mean.
So this is the.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of. Yeah. I mean, having not. Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, I'm just looking at documentation here. I mean, I'll post this into the. But there's a specific. Another thing about resetting the system management controller. So there's things that you can keep on trying. I'm posting all the links in Tech Talk, but ultimately, you know, as a developer, you just need your system to work.
Yeah, I know.
If it's going to be unreliable, then you need to get it replaced. And I personally have very little patience with my hardware. If it's okay, you've got the actual, very specific. Yeah, I mean, so you know, you could be posting that to. I mean, the other thing to do is to book a session with a Genius Bar, you know, in the Apple Store.
Yeah.
And take that in and show it to them, and like have one of their geniuses have a look at it. I mean, like generally, if I have the money, I can't be asked to get the computer fixed. I will just go straight to buying a new one and just get it personally, because I'm like, I have to be using the computer pretty much all the time. I can't wait for 2 days for them to work it out. But everybody, you know, it depends on your financial and you know, personal patience constraints.
Yeah, I was thinking about selling that one and buy a new one actually.
You know, sure.
Yeah, I have also a MacBook Air, and it works better, but but yes, I don't have another monitor, so it's not very good to work. So maybe I sell this one, and maybe I can buy a monitor and use the laptop, something like that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So I saw you having a little bit of a chat with Tom about the device messages and so on. Is there anything, Bob, can I help you with anything?
Yes, what I was asking hi, Tommaso.
Hi.
I post in the Slack about not sure what invalid token means, so I don't know even if I think I found how to change the message. What should I say about? Even myself, I don't know what that really means. So I don't know if this session is expiring, and I need to sign in. Also, if I go to the website, I think Tommaso mentioned this already. It's not a place where you can reset your password actually. So I cannot check actually also if the message is.
I think it's rather than reset password, we just have a forgotten password.
Okay.
Yeah. So it may be that you have to be logged out, and then you can click. Then you get the option for the. I mean, I guess if we just go to me and I share the screen. I mean, I think in the first instance, we don't necessarily need to worry too much about changing the error messages per se. I think the particular problem that we had was that the sizes of the different error messages were kind of out of whack. So if I go to harrow.org.uk and I go to, so we've got the forgot your password. So I go here and I say, and I do my, I should do this on the on a different server. Well, let's do it here. And I say send me password reset instructions. You know, as I think pointed out to Tom and you worked out, you can go on the local system. You can sort of trace that in what's the word? In the logs to see exactly what the link is. And so that comes in there. I get my link. Obviously, on the main site, it's all hooked up. But this comes in here. But if you just trace the logs, you can get that. You can extract that link from the log. But so if I now just copy that link location and go in over here. So if I come in with this token, this token here, that comes in there. That's fine. If I change the token and do this, oh, okay. I don't know. I imagine if I could make a. Maybe if I've done it once now. Wrong token, new password. I don't know. Let's see if I haven't changed the token there, if it screws it up. Ah, there we go. But so this is the fundamental problem: is that this is fine, but this one error prohibited this user from being saved. It's much too big, right?
Okay, so it's about the stylist. I thought also it was because the user wouldn't understand what it means. What was the error?
Well, I think that's also part of it. But I think like this thing. Sometimes it might be that the reset password token is invalid, as it was in this case, right? Because I played around with it. But it could also be that they didn't match. So if we go back to the original one and I reload that and I type in 2 different passwords. I do change my password. See, like we've got basically there's a list of different issues that can come up. But the problem is that somebody, I think, who's not necessarily so technical reading this, they go change your password and they see 2 errors. And so I think absolutely that the token invalid, we could be replacing that with a slightly different thing that says, sorry, your token has, your reset token has expired. You'll need to request a new one, or just automatically send them a new one.
Ah, okay, I understand now. So that means that it's too long since he received the mail he tried to reset the.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to do it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, there's all sorts of these messages that are generated from validations and this and the other. But I think that the biggest immediate problem is that the text that says that the number of errors that stop the user from being saved, is so big that it drowns out these series of kind of issues here. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So really, this should be much smaller, and these should be bulleted, and these things maybe shouldn't be larger than, this. Although, again, it's sort of question like here at this point, there needs to be more distinction between. Yeah, this is what we're doing. Like, this is the change your password page, but do we need to say that then when we're reporting the error? I'm not sure. But here again, so critical things like this, I think the crucial piece of information for the user here is that their password was too short. And if they don't notice that, which they may not, if we're targeted at people who are non-technical, who are maybe older, who may not have trouble, they may have trouble reading smaller characters, then that's so I would worry about trying to get the styling so that at least the error messages can be seen, and then we can have a separate thing about maybe the error messages should actually change.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking anyway to do something with this stylist because it was apart from the hierarchy of the typo it's very dull. It's not nice.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So glad to be able to help clear that up. I've minimized the Hangout. Tom, how are things with you?
Well, I didn't look at it because I don't even know if it's a problem with it's a problem the message depends on device, right? The device flash message. So the thing is since it's gem, it's pretty closed. And you have to find a way to, let's say, at least you have to find a way to modify stuff to customize it. So, I think, more or less, I don't know where did you find the field to customize that error message, to change that error message?
Yeah.
Because I think
we talked about that, didn't we? Because we've dumped. I mean, I'll share my screen.
Sorry?
In terms of where to find the thing, with devise, although it's a gem, we run this process.
There's a YML file, if I'm not mistaken.
Here we've got views, and then we've got devise.
Right. Yeah.
And so we've got all the different things here. So we've got passwords, new password there. I don't know, all of these things. I mean, it's for many of these views, they're going to appear in the view devise folder, and then essentially there's going to be other things that are in the devise config. I think here. So we've got various settings that one can do.
So I think what I found is I share it the screen. So
I just sent a link also to the Slack of something that I found that it was the way I was gonna try to find the message, not the stylist. Even that is gonna help because it creates also a password style file. So I don't know if it's right, but it seems makes sense.
So I remember I read.
Yeah. So you've got the error messages and so on.
Yeah. This is so I think this is pretty straightforward. You just have to find what kind of field you have to change, or if you have to add one. Because if not, it just turns to the default message. So this is only for custom ones. So the thing is like maybe the styling is a bit more difficult to like. I wouldn't know where to go.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing that Ichi. I think that the ideal thing is that you would look at it together. Yeah. So Ichi, I think Ichi should, in principle, be able to take the lead. I think Ichi's shown that she's really got a knack for CSS and styling, but so that by doing it together, Tom, you could, get a bit of, like learning there in that direction, and then I get the sense that, Tom, you kind of like sort out the error messages and so on. I mean, there's also, I think between you, if you work on it together, if you get backwards and forwards on a branch, you can get some real great learning from doing that together. But remember, it's not just about changing the error message or restarting the thing. It's about the user experience. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. It's about, we're thinking about it in time, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to sing one of the, I don't know if you can see my screen. We've got the, you've got the description in the bug report from the user. I'll just put that into Slack again. And so we've got
adjust the size.
We have this like specific feedback from the user. So what we need to be doing is making, in this case, potentially minor changes to the system, and then going back and kind of running through the process. And we should also have that process, in a feature test as well. And so making sure that the feature test path and the kind of the flow that we want and so on is all there. And but that's the trick. Even if the changes are relatively small, is trying to come back up to the top level and see, right, is this experience making sense for the user? You know what I mean?
Yes.
More or less, so do we need to find a way to create a feature test that will allow us to, reset the email, reset the password, get the email for us?
Well, I think we already have feature tests for most of those things. So if you look at my screen, so if we look at, did we have, oh no, sign in, sign up. So for example, we've got for the password retrieval feature, that tests this process. And so for example, I guess here, so we've got a little thing here where it does, retrieve the password and it checks, that the email is not found in the database. And I think we also have some other things where it's checking for other conditions. Sign in, but have a look through all of the different features in the sign in, sign up directory, and sort of review, run them individually. And one of the things that I was showing yesterday is using showing the page at the end of the scenario or at various steps, and so you can sort of see what goes through. I guess actually in some cases here, if you switch over the driver to Selenium, you can see it walk you through the sequence of things that you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But it's an interesting question there about the password. I thought that we had. Yeah, see, look, this one says it, then I should be on the password reset page. It looks like here we don't really check any of the error conditions. So, arguably, what it's doing, you want the error message to be, you could be writing another scenario here set for, what's the situation where the user, does two passwords that don't match. I mean, to a certain extent, we're checking the existing device functionality, so it's a little bit overkill. At the same time, we have had a bug report from a user about some aspects of this thing, and we want to be able to document that happening in the country. Is that, can I leave you to try and collaborate on that feature?
Yes.
That's all right.
Yeah? Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to. We're so far away from the kitchen, but think the weather's looking at that.
I cannot hear very well.
Yeah, and
This background sound.
Time zone, aren't you? You're enjoying the heavy, it's the middle of the night there, isn't it? Wherever you are, who knows? Anyway, online and offline at the same time. So if that's all right, and if there's any other specific questions, I'll leave you to share on that, and of course I'll be monitoring the support channel. So if you've got any questions, I know. Hold on, Ichi has great difficulty hearing me when Tommaso's background noise is there. Yeah, I was sorry, Ichi. Yeah, so if that's all right, I'll leave you and Tom to pair on that, and of course if you guys got any further questions or anything, there's the local support channel, and we can chat. Yeah, does that all sound good?
Yeah, the only thing is it may have to be Monday because I'm afraid I have to leave in 1 hour.
Yeah, well, spend as much time as you can, or leave it to Monday. I'll stop the broadcast now. You guys can carry on using this Hangout if you want, or make another one and work out whenever you do things now, Monday. It's all good.
Okay.
Otherwise, have a great weekend, and
You
Tom,
too?
we will be going to the pub in a bit, so maybe see you there. Okay. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Have a great weekend if I don't see you.